Hey, it's the Midnight Raven, and today it is Vlogmas Day 2, and that can only mean one thing. We are doing Christmas Q&A. So this is going to be a this or that. So I'm going to be giving a scenario, say Christmas at home or Christmas away, and I'm going to tell you what I prefer, and I'd like you to share your answers in the comments. And we're just going to have a bit of fun because it is Vlogmas Day 2. We're not quite in the festive spirit yet, but we're easing in. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am the Midnight Raven. We're going to do it for about 10 minutes. Keep it nice and short. And let's get into question one. So question one is, as I said, Christmas home or Christmas away. So personally, I've never been away from home for Christmas. But you know what? I wouldn't say no to being away for Christmas. Maybe a beach somewhere. I know it doesn't sound very Christmassy, but I'm not a very big Christmas fan. And I would rather be on holiday having fun than stuck indoors having a roast dinner, if I'm really honest. I know it sounds a bit mean, but it's just the Raven, okay? Question two, real tree, artificial tree. I have only ever had a real tree once. We had cat, and the cat decided to live in the tree. Just live in it. And honestly, the amount the cat was in the tree, there were pine needles everywhere. And then when we got an artificial tree, he still lived in a tree, but it was less messy. So, although real trees look pretty, when I had a cat, the artificial tree was definitely the more tidier. All I Want for Christmas Is You or Last Christmas for a Christmas song. Actually, I like neither. But if I had to pick one, I think I would go for Last Christmas. But my favorite Christmas song is Lonely This Christmas by Mud. Or Blue Christmas, as you call it. Christmas presents or Christmas food? What do you prefer? Actually, I probably prefer Christmas food. I hate choosing presents and I hate the giving of presents because people always look at you and you're like, I don't know if they'll like it. And I don't like getting presents really because I don't want to have to return them if I don't like them. It can be an awkward scenario giving people presents unless they've asked you for something like specific. It can be a little bit awkward. Mulled wine or hot chocolate? Now, I'm not a fan of a hot toddy or a mulled wine. I do prefer a nice warm hot chocolate, maybe a flake in it, some marshmallows, cozying up with a little hot water bottle. Mulled wine, never been a fan of mulled wine or even eggnog if that comes up. So, Advent or the 12 days of Christmas? So Advent is obviously from the 1st of December up until Christmas Day, and then you obviously have the 12 days of Christmas. I think I would just prefer the 12 days of Christmas just from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day and just do 12 days of Christmas. I don't know if I need an entire month. If I'm really honest, I know it sounds Scroogey, okay? I get it. It sounds Scroogey, and that's how it's meant to sound. Elf or Home Alone? Got to be Home Alone. You cannot beat Home Alone. It is a Christmas classic. As much fun as Elf is, Home Alone just has that warm family feel. I know there's violence in it, I know. But there's violence in a lot of Christmas movies. It just has that little warmth. And I love the music in Home Alone. I think it's very, very, like, gives you a little bit of a chill, you know, a little bit to your heart. Christmas jumper or Christmas PJs? Ooh, for me, I think I would have to go for the PJs. I do like my stag PJs that I have. They're cozy, they're fleeced. Christmas jumpers are okay, but boy, are they tacky. Tacky, cheesy, or just, I'm not sure about that one. Playing games or watching movies? What do you do Christmas Day? Let me know. So we kind of do a bit of both. We'll watch a Christmas movie while we're having our like evening meal, and then during the afternoon in the run up to the evening meal, we'll play games. I love playing games. I actually bought 2 games for a part of sometime over Christmas. But yeah, I do like watching Christmas movies. You know, Die Hard, is it a Christmas movie? Is it not? The debate goes on. Same with the Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it Halloween or a Christmas movie? And here we go. We're going to answer that question now. Do I prefer 'Twas the Night Before Christmas or How the Grinch Stole Christmas? So obviously 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house nothing was stirring, not even a mouse. Or you have the How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Personally, you can't beat a bit of Grinch. It's instilled a little bit of Grinchy in me more and more each year. I think I am probably a Grinch more than most people. Um, Not everybody can be the same as me, but would I want them to be? I don't know. So moving on down, here we have your perfect Christmas day. Christmas Day lie-in or early rise for presents? I kind of like a bit of both. Is it possible to have a bit of lie-in and then have your presents, or do we have to be up at 5 a.m.? Back when I had my kids living with me, like full time, I would have been up at like 5 a.m. with them. Nowadays, maybe 9 a.m. I know. Hosting Christmas or visiting others? I never had a problem with hosting Christmas. I have hosted Christmas for my kids. I hosted Christmas for friends. Um, Going to others for Christmas is okay. I don't mind that, but I do like a bit of homely comforts when it comes to Christmas. Christmas with family or Christmas with friends? I wouldn't mind a bit of both. Like Christmas with friends, Christmas with family, like maybe a bit of both. Maybe before Christmas, in the run up to Christmas with your friends, and then Christmas with your family. I do like a bit of both. Dress up for Christmas Day or stay in your pajamas all day? I actually kind of like looking nice for Christmas. Maybe not like fancy, but put on a nice t-shirt, do your hair. Not PJs though. You could probably put your PJs on after you've had your evening meal and you're like hunkering down. Open gifts one by one or open gifts all the same time. So there are people out there that'll open their Christmas presents first thing in the morning. There are people that will open their presents after the Queen's speech or King's speech. There are people that'll have a few presents throughout the day. There are some people that open their presents Christmas Eve. There are some people that open their presents Boxing Day. I think it's kind of each to their own. We kind of do a bit of both. We'll open a couple of presents, then have a break, and then open some more. Presents before dinner or after dinner? See, some people do this thing where they have their dinner first, and then they sit there in the afternoon after the King's speech or Queen's speech. God rest their soul. We tended to do a few in the morning, and then as the day went on, we'd have some more. Go out for dinner or stay home for Christmas for a cooked dinner? I wouldn't mind going out for dinner for Christmas Day. I'm not really a big cooking fan, if I'm really honest. Unless it's only like me and my youngest, I'd quite happily just go out for dinner, if I'm really honest. Traditional Christmas lunch or whatever takes our fancy. Do you have a roast dinner with all the trimmings? Or are you a little bit out there and you're willing to have pizza and mac and cheese for tea, or have a pizza maybe? I don't mind a roast dinner. I'm not like overwhelmed, exciting by a roast dinner. It's probably one of the times of the year that most people have a roast dinner. Dinner before the Queen's speech or dinner after the Queen's speech? Now, usually the Queen's speech is at 3 in the afternoon. And that's quite a light time to have dinner when you've been up all morning with the kids, especially on Christmas Day. We used to do lunch at around 1. So that gave you enough time to have lunch, have a dessert, and then have your tea later on at like 6, 7 o'clock. Because we always used to have like a late tea. So I would have said dinner before the Queen's speech. Table place settings and have a nice table, or sit where you like on the sofa. I think most people nowadays just kind of hunker down on the sofa. But back in the day, I did have a table. I would set it up. It would have a nice tablecloth, fancy napkins. But I think nowadays people are a little bit less fancy. I suppose it depends how many there are of you. If you're going to do a big dinner, then maybe you would. Christmas Day TV / movies or Christmas Day games. Like, a bit like the previous question, we kind of did a bit of both. I didn't really watch Christmas TV, if I'm really honest. And the games we played were not necessarily Christmas themed, they were just games. Whoever stays over or peace and quiet overnight. We had one person, I think, stay over for Christmas one time. I think that was Boxing Day. But most of the time it's kind of spent with the family, I must admit. But they are the questions for today's Vlogmas. I do have more coming up, so stay tuned to the channel to watch more Vlogmas content. This is day 2. Let me know your answers down below. What kind of Christmas do you have? You can be as open or as honest as you like. Me, personally, it's going to be a very quiet Christmas this year. Had a lot going on, and honestly, I'm not really in the mood for Christmas. But if you want to like and subscribe and give us a big thumbs up, 'tis the season to be given. If you want to support the channel, PayPal is the way to go. Or you can donate by Super Chat, Super Thanks, or become a member. And I will see you tomorrow for day 3. We're getting through Christmas already. It's not long until it's over, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye, guys.